It is said that judgment of aesthetic value rests almost entirely on the outcome of aesthetic experience. Only in knowing first-hand experience with the creative process of that which you critique can your judgment of the work's value hold more weight. But while I disagree that empathizing with the creator's vision demands first-hand experience of his creative process, I do believe that some criticism can be more informed than the rest. In the cesspool of information and incoherent ideas that is the internet, there's quite a lot of understanding that can be gleaned from texts on the subjects and from personal records of the artists. In some respect, I've always tackled criticism from a narrative standpoint. It is art criticism that has the task of making value judgments, so it was always my responsibility to ensure that my judgment is from a perspective that I understand and that will hold more value. In judging anime, my criticism is cognizant of all that goes into making an anime, but that's as far as my knowledge goes, which is why I never speak about it. I am a writer, so that's where my opinion has more value in narrative and characterization. Criticism doesn't always have to be a dissection or a deconstruction of the work, but it can be a celebration of all that is good about it. Art criticism is concerned with the appraisal of aesthetic value, and one does not need to be a filmmaker to know the value of a good movie. Just as a new creator finds new inspiration when creating a new piece of art, the critic builds his criticism anew each time he goes before a work of art of any kind. Value judgments are more the concern of the critic, not the filmmaker, and if the person in question is both critic and filmmaker, it's more proper for his capacity as a filmmaker become mere support for his capacity as critic when judgments of value be rendered. Because criticism is an art that needs no other to stand in the way of its own artistry, to suppose that in order for a person to pass value judgment on a piece of work, they need to have experience with the creative process is not incorrect, but there's no place for the kind of criticism that is more concerned with understanding art against or in negative relation to the other kinds of works already present in the form, because it ignores individual intent. Functional understanding, appreciation, and criticism of arts and media when presented in the form of well-produced vlogs or critical essays become creative expressions when they create necessary insights into the creative quality of the work in question and thereby afford a more meaningful basis for judgments of aesthetic value. That's just me though.